Shit talk up like. Now, as I was saying, I went here and I have been talking about the adjustment bureau, and I was watching it the other day right before the 14th because they knew I had a goal set for the 14th. You know, people say you make a plan if you want to. I bet you can. If you want to make God laugh, make a plan. He will fuck that up. He will be rolling. He will be laughing. Okay. So I learned to set goals. But when you are a targeted individual, God does not give a fuck if it is a plan or if it is a goal. He will fuck it up. And they knew I had a goal for the 14th to do a scene with Malcolm X. But they fucked it up. That was fine. I still got to watch a lot of his things, and I'm going to talk on one that I decided to download to my machine and put up on YouTube. Now, in the movie that I was watching, it also had commercials. This was the first time I ever watched this movie with commercials, and it was kind of irritated that, you know, like it would go off for a commercial, and then one time it went off, had like 8 commercials. There were 2 commercials. They were the first 2. I did enjoy those commercials, although I don't remember them, but I do remember enjoying them. And then, you know, like, everybody went into their own little mode during the commercial. And then I look back at the TV and I say, dang, commercials are still on. And then someone else said, yeah, this is the 8th commercial. And so it appeared that after the commercials, then it came on again, everyone was interested, quiet, watching, you know, and I ain't thinking and not saying anything, but wow, my thoughts are really running in my head, right? As the psychiatrists say, you know, they are racing. And so, the commercial comes on, okay, and everyone is quiet, and everyone is back into, you know, like the telephone, the computer, the machine, whatever, you know, whatever they were doing, everyone is back into that. So, when the movie comes back on after the second commercial break, all of a sudden everyone is talking, and I can barely hear. But I know the movie because I've already seen it twice. But I'm seeing it like it is so vivid, like it is actually happening in the living room. And that is what I'm thinking in my mind. Wow, this stuff is like it's actually happening here. And then the commercial comes on, everyone is quiet and everything. And so when it comes back on, all of a sudden everybody's loud. They came in and they adjusted that bullshit. Just like they adjusted the toilet tissue program. They adjusted that shit too. Because you can write a program, you can override that program, but you need everyone to be in cooperation with you in order to do it. And one person, if there are 10, and one person is not cooperating right, they will be able, the adjustment bureau will be able to come back in and write a script over. So now we are here and we do not have toilet tissue. I mean, I do. I always keep a roll of emergency toilet tissue. And we were running out when I first got here. And I would give up my roll of emergency toilet tissue to go in the bathroom. It's only an emergency. That means whoever's going in the bathroom now, you can go ahead and use it. And then someone needs to go and get some toilet tissue. I can take the toilet tissue and put it back. It is emergency. But no, it stays in the bathroom and then it's gone and then they don't have emergency. And they really needed a net. I like to have an emergency roll. So this it's like I don't have toilet tissue, you know? No, you don't have any. I don't have any either. My son wakes up, I'm sending him to the store, the corner store, to get toilet tissue. And I don't like spending money like that at the corner store. They give you $1 roll of toilet, one roll of toilet tissue for $1.25, one roll. Well, you can go and get 4 rolls for $1. If you want to buy the $1 toilet tissue, I'd rather have 4 rolls. Now, this is by Kinsley Dennis New Dawn. See, they love giving their goddamn names. Almost like Kinsey. If you take this out and take that L out, you will have Kinsey. And they all want to be some form of a king. Now, He is ready to let us know what is going on, but you also have to know that there is a Kiko to the Illuminati, and it is about them acting as though they put up separate fronts. That is what it's talking about, putting up separate fronts. They want us to know what they are doing. So yes, they will come and put it out. And if they put it out so well, then you know that they were born and bred in that type of family. This is how they know so much. They're not going to let you know all this shit on them and then just let you go like that. Hell no. Throughout history, the mechanisms of persuasion. As soon as we start, I see USA that way and USA that way. I think I need to clean my nails. And influence have always been manipulated by those in power as a means to maintain authority and legitimacy. In more recent times, targeted individuals, the overall manipulation of who? Right here. A targeted individual of the masses. See, public mind has become less about covert spectacles of fear and obedience, and more about subtle forms of media propaganda. The manufacturing of constant one, look at that. We even find constant. Constant one is epidemic and has become a pervasive presence within modern societies. In the West societies, UCTIs, that's why they have societies. And this is the Aleister Crowley also, you see. There's a 13 and a 13. I can really get into this word. D left out, DA and CI, but it's still CIA. Now, Edward Bernays, you see their names, to who has been called the father of public relations, was a nephew of Sigmund Freud. This man is a big ass fraud. Everyone believed every fucking thing he was talking about. The nigga was so damn sex crazed in his fucking mind that he wanted everyone else to be sex crazed too, and everyone thought they were sex crazed. It was his dumbass. And introduced psychological and psychoanalytical methods into modern propaganda. Bernays considered media propaganda essential for manipulating public opinion because society, in his regard, was composed of too many irrational elements. The people. So it was composed of too many irrational people, which could be dangerous in the United States to the efficient mechanism of power, which is democracy. I read that the other day. Within the content of our modern mass societies, and societies, again, targeted individuals, propaganda has morphed into a mechanism for not only engineering public opinion, but also as a means for consolidating CIA control. Social control, when I say CIA. He said everything, but he did not mention neurolinguistic programming. Modern programs of the CIA influence could not exist without recent developments. Could not exist without who? Men. Recent development in mass media. Today it exists as a combination of expertise and knowledge from technology, sociology, CIA behaviorism, psychology, communications, and there's your TI too, and other TI. Because in order to have anything scientific, you must have to do the study. You need targeted individual techniques, and there's your targeted individual again. This is mostly all about targeting you through the TV. Almost every nation state has made use of controlled mainstream media to various degrees for the regulation and influence of its citizenry. For the regulations of influence of its, internet technology again, and then there's your TI. By way of mainstream media, a nation's controlling authority, the controlling on the internet technology, is able to exert psychological influence upon people's perception of reality. Internet technology. This internet technology works hand in hand with the more physical components, such as enforcing the legal system and national security laws, surveillance, Illuminati, and monitoring. And there's your internet technology again. State control acting as a psychological machine. TI. Instigate specific psychological manipulations, again, to manipulate the targeted individuals in order to achieve desired goals within its targeted individual borders and often beyond, although it says national. Examples of these psychological manipulations include the deliberate use of Pacific cultural symbols, you see, Pacific cultural symbols, and embodies signifiers that catalyst hold on 1 minute. Signifiers that catalyze condition reflects in the populace. These triggers have included Reds and communists during the United States 1950, McCarthyism, and there's your car. And he is a Mac. Muslim terrorists during the recent media hype war on terror. Targeted reactions can thus, United States, be achieved, making the populace open to further manipulation in the state. This is a process of psychic reformation that works repeatedly to soften up the people through continued and extensive exposure to particular stimuli. These are often the subconscious symbols we live by, artificial signifiers, in order to create a compliant society. Artificial signifiers in order to create a compliant society. And there's going to be signals also. Today's media, which includes the dominant presence of advertising, see, and that is what it is, advertising. They use neurolinguistic programming in advertising. Soon as they found out about it, they've been using it forever. This is why Aleister Crowley came up with doing some things over the radio, a lot of things, but to also advertise neurolinguistic programming and magazines and wish books and shit like that. To keep you in a happy spell. Neurolinguistic programming. Dominate presence of advertising extensively use the notion of attractors and attractor patterns to target. See, all that TI was in there, and now to target audience consciousness, and that is so true. Mainstream media corporations are using the huge growth in global communications, and there's your TI again, and global targeted individuals to further shape the science of targeting human consciousness, human and non-human. In the case of neuromarketing, many advertisers' first audience test their commercials. In the word commercial is big time. CIA, funny, my granny lived on that street. Commercial. In the case of neuromarketing, many advertisers' first audience test their commercials using brain scanning techniques. It's targeted individual, and this part is still a technique for a targeted individual in order to know which part of a person's brain is being activated. Targeted individual by specific strong attractors. For example, it has been discovered that specific attractors can bypass the logical part of the brain and impact directly the emotional part. In such cases as in the film industry, and there you go, United States, the advertisers place an award symbol such as an Oscar or a Golden Globe, which has proven to be an effective strong attractor, but not for me, that influence the emotional part of the brain. The philosophy here is to adjust the level of consciousness of an advertisement. Philosophy here is to adjust the level of consciousness of an TI and men in relation to the measurable level of consciousness of the consumer. And that is what they did. They somehow changed the program, maybe through the commercials, because all of a sudden the programs begin to change in this house, and now that program that we have wiped out, it is starting over. And that's what they do in the movie. If a program goes wipe out, they come in and they just write another script to keep that program going. They're very constant. Advertisers are aware that a person's consciousness passes a message indirectly to the body in the form of galvanic scan response, pupil response, electrical nerve response, etc. And so every element of the screen promotion must elucidate the correct conscious reception in order to achieve this correct set of attractor patterns. All elements are deliberately worked on: the music, the visuals, the script. See, I told you. The script, the voice, interesting, symbolic, strong attractors that have the most impact to... I read better if I do not read through this phone. To persuade the purring. In terms of voice, they include words such as honesty, integrity, freedom, hope, and change, friendship, etc. For this reason, it can be seen how politicians use a great deal of these attractive patterns in their speeches and promotional targeted individual material. And then I looked through my phone, so I missed something. And that's what I did not want to miss. Symbolic strong attractors that have the most impact to persuade the audience includes visuals such as smiley faces and cute animals, and they do. Dogs wagging their tails and kittens, and that's what can get the attention away from when you're talking about important things. It will be a cat or something on TV, as they said, smiley faces, or a cute baby. As they said, there were 2 commercials that were okay with me. I think one did have a baby in it. Other methods of blatant media coercing, you see that, include the use of so-called expertism, that is, using the expert in the white lab coat tactic. In the word tactic, you have targeted individual. You also have your income for creating simulacra of truth. Wow. For such propaganda to be effective, it cannot be too far off the truth. In other words, it must have the appearance of reality. Trade, employment, and CIA figures are an example of this when the DIA, United States, targeted individual twice. When the media discusses statistics and seeing statistics, you need targeted individuals to even do a statistic as if they represent the truth, and which members of the general public have the knowledge or the research to check and confirm such figures. Yeah, really, who does? Those people that do know are usually those that have a vested interest in maintaining the illusion. Illuminati, United States, Sun, and Sin, such as traders and financiers. They try to hide that shit. Financial is CIA. CIA, motherfucker, you cannot hide. As a norm, statistics, TITI, as a norm statistic. See, just because things are normal, Dr. Valentine even said it, just because things are normal does not mean it is natural. So, statistics of a negative connotation Again, targeted individual that are usually drawn from the smallest possible path. And once a false or doctored claim is disseminated and accepted by the public, it becomes established and hard to deconstruct and invalidate unless persuasive USA anti-targeted individual propaganda is United States as effective, unless persuasive anti-propaganda is just as effective. You see. So me telling you this and me telling you that doesn't mean shit because they already have you. And it tells you up here that it was the CIA and the DIA. Accepted forms of individualism, and that is what is going on. Oh, my this, my that, my. Everything is mine. Wow. I did not know I lived in a world of such individualistic people. Modern TIs are set up to accommodate and appeal to not only the mass collective TIs, but also to individualism. But the forms that accepted individualism takes are often a seat to hide the working of a mass psyche. He is mass. It is the allowed liberty. And see, the other guy said too that you think you have free will. That is provided to the modern person in pursuit of material gains, as long as they remain within the perimeters of their established society. Liberty, then, is an expression of mobility within a prescribed system. It does not denote liberty external to the system. Examples are the rock clinches that the mainstream media, DIA, love to promote and adorn their front pages. Notables are the ranging antics targeting individuals of these throwing hotel rooms and throwing televisions out of the window. Funny, he would say television. Behavior that later morphed into copycat corporate rock PR. In essence, because they did that in the rock band, to tear shit up. In essence, such rebels are allowed and even encouraged because their ethics, targeted individual and their income. Here's the word God, sales records. Rebelliousness, a lot of words in there, in these forms is thus funny. United States, come down here, United States, another kind for the TI, to a consumerist society, howbeit through a different manner. And today, there are many forms in which individualism is allowed to manifest, as long as it plays within a pre-described system. Now you can go and read the rest, because this is 23 minutes and I don't want to read anymore. I really wanted to do something else. However, they just keep getting in my motherfucking way. So somehow, I'm going to get a chip tomorrow, and I did find a way. I just deleted all my videos and shit. I just deleted them. They're all on YouTube. If I want them, I'll go and download them. It's so fucking many anyway. I don't need them all. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just found a way to put my thoughts on, then what was that? They wanted to, it was an article I read a long time ago, a way to store your thoughts. They wanted to put this thing on your head and they get all your memories out and put it on a chip and shit and don't need all that. They can just talk and boom, there go my motherfucking memories, and I don't have to remember every fucking second of my life. No one does. Only all the fucking important ones and the ones that I really, really enjoyed. And shit talk out, I may come back. I may not. Now you out.